Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Projects of Power series. In this video, we are going to be going over Mabinogi's tutorial questline, otherwise known as Blaanid's Brave Boost. In most games, tutorials tend to be a quick introduction to mechanics before leaving you to your own devices. The Brave Boost is much more involved than that, providing you with both basic and more advanced mechanics of the game. While the Brave Boost does provide a rather large amount of information to help coach you along, it will not go over absolutely everything. I also want to inform everyone watching that this will not be a step-by-step guide for the Brave Boost. This is partially because it would end up being an incredibly long video if I did do that, and also because I did not want to take away from anyone's adventure in the land of Avonryn by telling you how to have that adventure. If a step-by-step walkthrough for the Brave Boost is something you would have an interest in, please let me know in the comments and I will take it into consideration. The starting point for the Blaanid's Brave Boost questline is going to be a quest called A Blue Fragrance on the Wind. To obtain this quest, you will have to do the basic tutorial for your race. Each race will have a slightly different tutorial, going over the basics of close combat, choosing what combat talent you want to start with, part-time jobs, and clearing your first dungeon. Once you have obtained the guide quest, A Blue Fragrance on the Wind, you can open the quest log with the default Q key, or with the quest button located along the bottom of your screen. You'll need to navigate to the Basic Quest tab if you haven't already, and look for the Brave Boost quest. Opening the quest log, you can follow the steps listed, and use the location button in the bottom right to get a marker of where to go for the quest. The first step will be talking to Nora, who stands outside the Tirconel Inn, located down the hill to the south of the town square. Here, she will teach you about the Rest skill, which will aid in passive recovery and give you the ability to sit down and take a breather. After learning about the Rest skill from Nora, you'll have to head back towards the northern reaches of Tirconel to the Healer House so you can speak with Dillis. She will teach you about pets and explain some of their functions while awarding you with a beginner horse whistle. You'll have to name and summon the horse if you don't already own any other pets on your account. If you do have another pet, you can summon them as well. After a pet has been summoned, speak to Dillis again to learn about flying pets, such as the beginner eagle which she will give you. Flying pets will be helpful for you to travel the world, even if the controls can be a little hard to get accustomed to. After you have learned about pets, you'll have to go to the southwestern fields of Tirconel to find a shiny object near the barley fields. The actual location of the item is going to be by the southernmost section of the fields, near the fencing that lines the river. The object you are picking up is going to be called someone's hair tie, and the next step will be locating its owner. Thankfully, the owner is fairly close by, playing in the river near the blacksmith shop on the southeastern side of town. Once you have approached her, a cutscene will play, and your character will notice that the hair tie they found seems to match the ones that she is wearing. Before talking to her again, I want to mention that Mabinogi does have some portions of the game that are voice acted. At the time of recording this video, all of the voice acting is in Korean, but if you would like to hear the voices given to the characters, you can go into your game settings, click on the audio tab, and turn up the voice volume slider to a comfortable level. Once you have given the girl her hair tie back, she will introduce herself as Blaanid, and be surprised that you can see and hear her, since evidently no one else can. The quest will complete after the exchange, and you will be awarded with a rebirth potion that expires within 5 days, a forget-me-not flower, and if you have never completed this quest on your account before, a brainy sheep whistle to create another new pet. You will also gain access to the Blaanid's Brave Boost menu, which will serve as a log for all of the quests and information that you will need for moving forward. I'm going to take a moment to explain the interface for the Brave Boost menu. At the top, you will have 4 separate tabs labeled with Roman numerals 1 through 4. These memoirs are going to function as the different chapters of the tutorial to help you track your progress, and they also each go over different things. Along the left side, you will see some colored tabs. These will be how you track your progress through the different memoirs. The bottommost tab will almost always be the quest you're actively working on. You can also check back on tabs you've already completed to get a refresher in case you forgot how to do something. You will also see a small tip button above some of the quest details to get some additional information on what to do for the quest, as well as get some insight for other mechanics that may not be otherwise explained. There is also a small wing icon to the right of the tip button, which will take you to the last objective in that quest, but it is not always available. Be careful if you do decide to use this warp at any point, because it can only be triggered one time during each quest. Moving on to the actual memoir books and what they cover, we'll begin with the first memoir. This memoir will provide overview of some of the game mechanics, such as how to use the game's fast travel system, how to create a party to play with others, how you can access non-player character shops, how to save your money and items at the bank, as well as explaining how to equip titles to increase your stats. There are several rewards that you can get from the Brave Boost as well. Each quest will award you with either 220 cumulative levels and AP, or a fifth of that if you're above level 20,000, as well as some gold. During the first memoir, you will also get a handful of items as rewards, including a few new inventory bags, some more gold, a recall book to save locations to revisit later, and the Blaanid's Blessing buff, which will start with a permanent plus 2% movement speed increase, plus 1 to strength, intellect, dexterity, will, and luck, as well as 1 AP during each rebirth, and this buff will continue to get better with each memoir you've completed. The second memoir will be going over a lot of core gameplay mechanics, such as how to upgrade your equipment, going about enchanting and reforging it, acquainting you with some of the life skills, showcasing both shadow missions and dungeons, and encouraging you to explore the world. Throughout this memoir, you will be receiving a lot of skill training, as well as a collection of items, such as the Memorial Flower outfit, which will function as a decent set of armor for newer returning players, a bag for holding the equipment that you receive from Blaanid specifically, and some weaponry depending on what race you're playing, as well as access to the Homestead, which will function as a player-owned farm or decor area. After you have completed the second memoir, you are mostly done with the tutorial section of the Brave Boost, because the third memoir is going to be focused more on getting you to try out some other talents to utilize. Specifically, you'll be introduced to the Music, Cleric, Carpenter, Adventurer, Warrior, Mage, and Chain/Slash talents. As you're clearing this memoir, you will be awarded with some relevant skill ranks, some potions to make training the skills easier, as well as some new weapons to use. As with the previous memoirs, you will also be awarded with an increase to the Blaanid's Blessing buff and a new bag for storing items. Once you have completed the first 3 memoir books, I encourage you to take a moment and give yourself a pat on the back. The fourth memoir is actually just telling you to do your generation quests, which will function as the story for the Militian, or rather you, the player. Each generation you complete will award you with some skill ranks for more difficult to obtain skills, as well as 1,000 levels and AP, or 200 if you're above level 20,000. As of the time of writing, there are a total of 23 generation questlines and 8 different major chapters to the story. The Brave Boost will have you complete chapters 1 through 5 with a total of 18 generations done. I will say that this will be the longest memoir by far, simply because each generation quest can take a little while to do. Pace yourself at a speed that you are comfortable with. Some players may just want to rush through the generation quests, while others may want to take their time and read. If you find yourself stuck at any point, I strongly encourage using the Mabinogi Wikipedia. I want to give everyone who has completed the Brave Boost a big congratulations. It's a very tough hurdle to clear, being absolutely packed full of content. I personally hadn't finished it until about a year after the most recent revamp happened. If you are just starting it, or if you're already partway through it and this video made it seem really daunting, just know that there is nothing wrong with taking your time to do it. One thing you will hear me say a lot throughout this series is that it's your adventure, and I will fully stand by that. Take your time with doing the content you want to do at the pace that you want to do it. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe if you want to see more. There's plenty on the way, and we're only going to dive deeper into the details of the systems Mabinogi has in place from here on out. There will also be more content other than deep dives for systems going forward as well. Thank you for watching to this point, and I will see you in the next video.